Hello everyone, I'm Jana Eubank with Simple Stories Live, and today we are going to be making a really fun project. We are going to be making these adorable treat boxes using the Happy Hearts collection. These are a great size to fill with chocolates or cookies or soaps or even a pair of socks. They're really easy to put together. They only take one sheet, and so we're going to show you how to put those together today. Now, when I was little, my kids were little, my dad used to bring Valentines to my kids and leave them on the doorstep with a little doorbell ditching, and he would put some candies in there and write names on them and deliver them almost every 10 minutes, writing them a Valentine from their dog, from their aunt, from their cousin. And so it became a tradition for us to doorbell ditch Valentines to our neighbors, our friends, our family, even strangers, just to brighten their day. And so we hope that this project will inspire you to play Cupid and do that this Valentine's Day. You can see my kids there out back in 2008 heading out to deliver their Valentines, and there they are sitting by the door hoping that someone will bring them Valentines too. Now, this project, like I mentioned, takes one sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, but you'll need some other tools as well. So if you're crafting along with me, be sure to grab that. You'll need your trimmer to cut down your paper to 8.5 by 11. You'll need a scoring board, a pencil, a ruler, some strong adhesive, a hole punch if you want to add some ribbon to the top or twine, some decorative scissors if you want to add a little edge to the top, and then any papers and embellishments that you want to decorate those with. Now, before we get started, I want to remind you of our retreat that we're having this year in September. We're about 85% sold through our tickets. They're going fast. So be sure to go grab yours if you want to come take some amazing classes from Amber Crowell, who is the owner of Simple Stories, some in-house workers, me and Sue Kendall. We're excited for that. We have Jody Sanford, and then we have two of our amazing design team members, Becky Adams and Andrea Lake. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've been planning it, and I'm telling you, this is a not miss event. So be sure to grab your ticket. Those are available on simplestories.com. Look for the top tab that says retreat. Okay, so let's get started. Let's take a closer look at the project. And also, at the end of our video today, I'm going to be showing you some Valentine value bundles that we have available on the website right now as well. So stay tuned for that. Now, here's a quick look at our favor boxes or our treat boxes that we're going to make today. They're these tent style, but they fold up upon themselves, and they're really fun to do. So they, like I mentioned, they're a great size for chocolates, for cookies. You can see in comparison to my hand, they're about 3.5 inches high by 4 inches wide, and they're 2 inches deep. We're going to be using Color Vibe cardstock as the base of our project. This is a gorgeous cardstock by Simple Stories that has a felt texture to it. It's tonal dots on one side and solid on the other. And of course, all of our beautiful colors that coordinate with our collections. I also want to take a flip through of the Happy Hearts collection that we'll be decorating our boxes with today. This is a beautiful, gorgeous collection. I love all of the shades of coral and pink that are included in this collection. And then check out that dark navy that is anchoring the colors. And then, of course, all those cute patterns. You have those tags, which would be fun to cut apart and tie on the top of these treat boxes. So lots of possibilities with this today, and we will be using that to decorate our boxes. Also, if you like to hand out coordinating cards with your treats, we also have a card kit where you can make 8 handmade layered cards. All of the work is done for you. There's full color instructions. All you do is pop out the pieces, follow the instructions, and you make these gorgeous cards. All you need is to add your adhesive, and then if you have some A2 sized envelopes to go with them, you are ready to roll. So that is a quick look at the Happy Hearts card kit. Okay, so let's go ahead and make these boxes. These are so much fun. I'm excited to show these to you. So like I mentioned, you need an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. I'm using the Color Vibe today, and this color that I'm using here is pink. You will also need a scoreboard. So today I am working with a flatbed scoreboard, and this is a board that has grooves every 1/8 inch. This makes this project nice and easy. I'm also going to pop up some diagrams to show you where we're scoring it today so that you can take screenshots or that you can follow along. So let's go ahead and pop up our first one now. So the first thing you want to do is place your paper onto the board with the 11.5 inch side at the top. And then we're going to follow these score marks that I have listed here. So going from left to right, we're going to score at 3/4 of an inch. And I'm going to kind of push hard only because I'm hoping that if I do that, it will show up on camera a little better. Oh gosh, I don't know if that's going to show up. So anyway, but don't push so hard that you go through your paper. I'm just trying to push a little harder so that it shows up for you. Okay, so that was 3/4 of an inch from the left side. Then we're going to go to 4.5 inches from the left. And we're going to do another score mark. And these score marks are going to run the entire height of the paper. So 3/4 and 4.5. The next one is 6.5. That will give us that 2-inch depth on the bottom of the box. So you can see right there the 2-inch depth. So 6.5 inches. And then our final score will be 10 1/4 inches. Hello, friends. I see some people saying hello. I see Renee. I see Natalie. I see Becky Dormar. Thank you so much. I see Jennifer too. Thank you so much for joining me today. Okay, so there are our first 4 score marks: 3/4, 4.5, 6.5, and 10 1/4 inches. Now I'm going to gray out those score marks on the diagram so we can move ahead to step 2. So they're not disappearing. I just made them lighter. Now this time we're going to turn the paper so that the short side is at the top. And we're going to do 2 more score marks. So if you look at the diagram, you can see that the next one we're going to do is going to be 2 inches from the left. So find your 2-inch mark, and we're going to score the full height of that paper at the 2-inch mark. Then we're going to move over to the 6.5-inch mark. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Kim. See more friends popping on, saying hello. Thank you. It's always fun. I see that we have a lot of friends out there. If you'd like to make a comment, you can click the little StreamYard thing at the top of the right above the screen, and it will show me. There's actually another button you need to push, a blue button, but it will show me your name so I can say hi to you too. Okay, so we did those 2 marks, the 2 inches and the 6.5 inches, and now we're ready to move on. So these 2 score marks on the diagram will now be grayed out as well. And let's move on to step 3. Hi, Tiffany. She's watching from Indiana. Hello. Hi, Brianna. So good to see you guys. Okay, so the next step we're going to do is we're going to be doing an angled score. And I'm going to show you 2 ways that you can do that on this board. Now, the 2.5-inch marks that I'm showing you are 2.5 inches down from each of the corners. So what I like to do is I like to mark these with a pencil just really lightly. So I'm going to use my ruler, and from the corner, I'm going to make a little small pencil mark 2.5 inches down from the corner. Now I'm going to do this on the top right corners on this side of the paper, or I'm sorry, this corner here, and then this corner here. So when I'm looking at it like this, it's the top right corner. I hope that wasn't confusing. I think I'm making this confusing. Then I'm going to flip it over to the pattern side and do the same thing. And you'll see why I'm doing that in a second, instead of doing them all on the same side of the paper. Okay, so 2.5 inches down from each corner. And I'm going to flip it back over to the solid side. Okay, so 2.5 from this corner, 2.5 from this bottom left corner. Then I flipped it, and I did 2.5 from this corner and 2.5 from this corner, which is actually the opposite corners from the solid side. It's just when I turn the paper, and I'll show you what I'm doing, why I wanted those marks on the opposite side. Okay, I hope that makes sense so far. Okay, so most tools like this come with this additional piece that, like mine is stored on the bottom. I'll show you really quickly. I'll flip it over. There's this little part where it slides out from. And what this diagonal piece allows you to do is to score envelopes and other things. And so we're going to be using that today. But if your scoreboard doesn't have this piece, don't worry. I'm going to show you how you can do it without it. If you happen to have a smaller scoreboard and you're, turning your paper and working with it, a lot of them also have that diagonal score on the back that you can utilize as well. So just be aware that you have that option if you have a smaller scoreboard. Okay, so back to our marks. What I'm going to do, I know you can't see it. Maybe I should do it in marker so you can see it on this one. I'll do it like in a darker color. So here is my mark on that top part of the corner. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the long side of the paper against that diagonal guide. And then I'm going to line up that mark with one of the score lines. It doesn't matter which one, just pick one where it matches up. And then you can place your scoring tool in there and it will take you right down to that corner where it goes towards the center. Okay, so there's one way to do it. Let me show you again on this other side. So line up that mark. Let me make the mark darker with one of the lines on your scoreboard. And then follow the against the diagonal and then just follow that towards the center. And you're going to make two of those diagonal things or diagonal lines. Now, another way you can do this if you don't have this tool or this addition on your scoreboard or it got lost or something like that, is you can use the very edge of your scoreboard. So what I do, and I'm going to flip this over to the colored side or the dot side. Now, the reason I'm getting ahead of myself. The reason I did the marks on the other side is so that if I do use the diagonal guide, it's a bit easier to flip over and use diagonal going this way because I'm not going to be able, my lines don't run this way, if that makes sense. So I would have to flip it over and use that mark and come in towards the center. But we're actually going to use the edge of our paper or the edge of our scoring tool to do these next marks. You got to remember how I did this. Okay, so here is this vertical line, this long vertical line that we scored in the last step. I'm going to line that up with the last groove on my scoring board so that I can put my tool into that groove. And I actually need to turn it over to this side. So I'm going to put my tool into that last groove because I've lined it up, but I'm not going to score yet. I'm going to turn the paper and I'm going to keep turning it until that mark lines up with that last groove. Okay, so I've lined up this long score mark and placed my tool into that corner that I want to score in towards the center. And then I'm turning the paper until that mark lines up with that last score line. I hope that's making sense. I will do it again. Okay. So we have this long, tall score mark that is going the 11-inch width or height. And I'm going to line that up with this last line in my scoreboard. I'm going to place my scoring tool into the corner that I want to score towards, and I'm going to use that as a pivot point so that when I start turning my cardstock to the mark I made earlier, it's going to line up and allow me to do that diagonal score. So there we have it. Hi, Meech from Manila. Good to see you. All right, so that hopefully wasn't too confusing, but follow the diagram and figure out a way that works for you. The next thing we're going to do, moving on to our next diagram, is we're going to do these little triangles on the side. So on the side, there is this section right here that is the 2-inch depth in the bottom right here. And what we want to do is we want to mark our paper at 1 inch, which is the middle of that 2-inch section. So we're going to use I'm going to turn it over to the solid side. I don't know if it's going to show on camera, but I'll do my best. So we're going to line this up so that the 0 mark is at 1 score line in the center and the 2-inch mark is there. And then that way I can mark my 1-inch center. Okay, so I've done that and I'm going to flip it around and do it the same on the other side. I'm going to mark the 1-inch center. This video will be recorded so you can watch it again and again. And we will now use the same, in this instance where we're going to do these 2 little V mark scores, this little part is not going to help you. You actually will need to use the last groove of your scoreboard. So we're going to use the same trick that we did before. We're going to line up our short score lines that are in the center of our page. We're going to pick one and we're going to line it up with the last groove on our scoreboard. We are then going to place our tool right here in the corner of that square as our pivot point. We're going to hold it there while we turn our paper to that mark. So you can see that my mark is right there. Now that will allow me to follow the scoreboard and make one of those V lines up towards that mark. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this other line. So I'm going to move it over 2 inches to the other line, place my scoring tool or my into the groove as a pivot point. Then I'm going to slowly turn the paper to the mark and then follow that line and score towards that mark. Let's see if that shows up. See how I've done that there? That shows up pretty good actually. Okay, so let me do that one more time on the other side. We have our 1 inch mark in between our two 2-inch marks. Let me tilt it and hopefully that shows the scores a little better. And we're going to score down towards those corners of that square. So again, I'm just repeating, so if it's not making sense, you get to see it a couple of times. So line up that score mark with the last groove in your scoreboard and place your scoring tool in the corner. That will be your pivot point. And then I'm going to turn the paper to my mark, my 1 inch mark, and then I will follow the groove of the scoreboard and make that first line. Let's see if you can see that. Okay, let's do it one more time. I'm going to move it over 2 inches, line up that full line with the last groove on my board, place my scoring tool in the corner where I want to score to. I'm going to use that as a pivot point. I just keep thinking of Ross on the Friends, right? Pivot, pivot. And we're going to move that to our 1 inch mark and make the score line. Okay, hopefully you saw that enough times and with the diagram that is making sense as you put it all together. So those are our score marks. We are actually done scoring, which is hallelujah. Okay, the next thing we need to decide is which side we want on the outside. So on my samples, I did the dot paper on the outside. So therefore, I want to put my glue on the solid side. Now, when you look at your score marks, there's going to be these this funny looking square or rectangle that has a point on one end. And that is where you're going to place your glue. Before you do your glue, we're going to actually bend our lines so that they're all pre-trained to bend for us. So don't do your glue quite yet. We're going to fold in this long side, and then let's do the other. We're just training our folds so that when we start gluing it together, it will fold in on itself. So we have those 2 lines there. Then we're going to open it back up and we're going to fold the short side so that the sides will fold up. So there's one. Let's do the other. And that will leave us with the 2 inch bottom, like a little C shape. Okay. And then we are just going to bend the other scores, the V line scores and the top scores. So let's let's put this in like this. Just kind of bend them in. Hopefully you can see how that's happening. And you'll see how this box is going to start folding up on itself. But right now we're just training the folds by bending each of them a little bit. Okay, so I've trained all of my folds. Doesn't matter which way you're doing it. You can kind of bend them back and forth both ways so that they'll go both ways. But as you start adhering your box together, they will fall into place. So let's do our right side first. We're going to put glue in that that square with the point, or that rectangle with the point. So you want to use a strong adhesive, whether that's a quick drying liquid adhesive or a hot glue gun. You can also use like red line adhesive that will hold really strong, or strong tape adhesive. That's going to work great for a box like this so that it doesn't pop open on you. So I'm just going to do the right side first. You can see that I've added glue to those two right sides. And now I'm going to fold that piece over on top of itself. You can use a tool like I'm using to just flatten it. If you don't have something like this, you can use a ruler to just smooth it out, a bone folder, just something to help that paper and the glue get contact. So we're going to let that dry for a minute, and let's do the other side. So let's add adhesive to this side, to this pointed rectangle, and then we'll do it here on the bottom. So we're doing one side at a time. Okay, and now we'll do the same thing. We'll fold it in on itself. And then I'm going to smooth it out. Now what's great about this is you can actually make a bunch of these and store them this way. You can store them flat. In fact, I'll open the box and show you right now what it looks like. That's actually glued. I've opened the wrong one. So let me grab this pink one, because this one I didn't glue so that I could store it flat. That will help me to decorate it. I can decorate both of these panels. And then when I'm ready for it to pop up, I'm going to show you on another diagram where to add your glue if you want it to stay adhered together like this one. Okay, so our box has dried now. And now we can pull open this center section, and the box will start to fold up on itself. So let me advance to the next slide. That's just showing that you fold in. And then you'll see if it's open, there will be two smaller triangles right in here. Not the ones that are on the sides, but this one that's next to the pointed rectangle that we just glued. And you would add glue here and here. So let's go ahead and do that, so you can see how that folds up on itself and where to put the glue. Oh, thank you, Andrea. She's saying these are so beautiful and it's awesome you're using a simple cards kit. Yeah, that's fun. So these are really, really fun to do. Okay, hopefully you can see, I'll do that again, how the triangles fold up on themselves onto the sides of the paper. We're just going to push it down, and now that one side is adhered, and then I would do the same thing on this other side. I would add glue right here on this triangle and right here on this triangle. It's a little hard to see on camera, I know, I'm so sorry. That's why I made the diagrams. So hopefully following those and seeing me do it, and then once you practice, maybe you want to do it on a practice sheet of paper, you can see just how cute those are and how easily they come together. So there is our base of our box. On the side, we have these little points that can fold in. And let me show you on a finished one how those points fold in and create our little pocket there. Now this is a really good size. This is 2 inches deep by 4 inches wide. So if you have cookies that you want to put in there, or like this is a bar of soap, a bar of handmade soap, you could wrap that in tissue and that would go in there perfectly. And then you could tie the top closed. Now the next thing I did before I glued these triangles, I actually did decorate my panels flat like that. So I have a quick video. It's a time-lapse video, so it's going to go pretty quick, showing you how I decorated those, and I'll just talk over the choices that I made so you can see. So here they are flat on my desk. I'm just showing you the mechanism and how that works, give you a better look at it. And we're going to start decorating. Now, I just put a piece of cardstock there to outline my panels. And then when you're putting your panels on, be sure to do the bottom panel opposite, because when the box folds up on each other, you don't want that back panel to be upside down. The next thing I pulled out our journal bits and I used those as kind of an anchoring point for my design. We have like basic shapes in the journal bits, but in these journal bits for the Happy Hearts collection, you can see that cute typewriter. There's that cute envelope. I do some stamping on them. And then I also add in a lot of other elements like stickers, the bits and pieces. I used foam stickers, phrase stickers. Again, here's the next one I did. I used the cassette tape from the journal bits and I stamped a little sentiment on the top of that. Did you used to make mixtapes for your loved one, you know, your crush when you were back in junior high, right? Then I added a couple of journal bits and pieces really quick. That can be stickers, anything you have on hand. And then I added for dimension a couple of chipboard hearts. And then I tuck in a decorative brad to finish that one off. And then that's good to go. The final one, I'm using the pink envelope from the journal bits, which is so cute. I love that little shape. And I'm going to stamp a couple of phrases on that as well from our 4x6 stamps. Then I'm going to add in some more bits and pieces of this little cupcake, the chocolate, you know, that can be a hint of what's inside. Maybe put some chocolates inside. And then I've got that foam sticker with the cute face. I'm going to add a sentiment. And then I'll tuck in some more flowers and brads to finish that off. So really these come together really quickly. They'd be really cute with the tonal dots with the Color Vibe cardstock, or you can use some pattern paper. Here I'm showing you just how I finished off the top of the bag with some pinking shears. I use some heavy duty pinking shears that are meant for fabric, but I keep them just for paper. And that seems to cut through those double layers really, really well. So these are a lot of fun. I hope that you liked seeing how those come together. And let me know if you have any questions. I see Terry's on as well. Hello, Terry. So I promised you that we would show you again the card kit that coordinates with this collection. And then I wanted to show you the Valentine bundle that's available right now in our, it's a value bundle if you want to order that. So I'm going to turn it back to our desktop and then give you, you know, here we used the bits and pieces to create these favor boxes, but I showed you those layered cards earlier that coordinate with it. And I want to show you how that comes. So you can purchase these card kits. They come in a flat pack. It looks like a collection kit, but inside is everything you need to make those cards. There's full color instructions. You've got the card bases, these heavy duty thick card bases that are pre-scored and ready for you to decorate. And then all of the pieces that help you, that punch out so that you can create the cards. They're really easy to do. They're fun to do with kids. They'll be great for a Valentine's Day party. You know, maybe you want a little craft to do with your friends. So they are darling and they match your favor boxes perfectly. So make a box, toss in some sugar cookies, make a card, and you are good for Valentine's Day. Now let's take a look at that value bundle that's available right now. The value bundle features, it's called the Sweet. There's actually two value bundles available over in the Simple Stories shop right now. And the one I'm showing you today is the Sweet Talk value bundle. So this is the Sweet Talk Scrapbook Bundle. There's another one called the Valentine Bundle that just has embellishments, but this is the Sweet Talk Scrapbook Bundle. And what I love about this one is that it features our page kit, has all kinds of Sweet Talk items. And I'm just going to pull this open real quick and show it to you. So inside of this value bundle, you will get a full page kit featuring the Sweet Talk collection. I put together, this is just like the card kits I showed you, but they make scrapbook pages. So I actually put those scrapbook pages together for you so you could see what they look like, minus the photos. So where the white cardstock is, that would be where your photo goes. So this features a 4x6 one. You've got a place to journal, these cute koala bears. And look, here's the second side with the panda. You have another 4x6 photo and then 3 2x2 photos. So that's one of the layouts you'll create with the Sweet Talk page kit in that value bundle. And then here is the other page. It has 4 3x3 photos and then a large 4x6 vertical photo. You have places to write. It's nice and layered and fun. And again, these come together so quickly. Great to do on the go. Great to introduce someone to scrapbooking. So that is the All My Love page kit that features the Sweet Talk artwork. Now, not only do you get that, but you get all of these embellishments as well. So you can add these to those pages that you made, or you can use these to decorate some treat boxes that you make. You will get the full set of the Sweet Talk washi tape, which is those cute conversation hearts, the little chocolates, that blue floral pattern, so cute. And then all of these embellishments. A pack of the puffy stickers from the Sweet Talk collection. You have the foam stickers. These are awesome for building titles, adding captions to your cards and your projects like these treat boxes. And the great thing is they are double-sided. You get 2 full 6x12 sheets. So many cute things there. You'll get a pack of the decorative brads. I love that there's chipboard pieces, and then you have these solid colors, and then 3 different sides of the epoxy brads with the shapes or the different icons and patterns on them. And then you will get a 6x12 sheet of the chipboard stickers. So all of this together, now these card kits or these page kits are usually $15 by themselves, but you get all of this for $23, and that is available as of the Sweet Talk Value Bundle right now on simplestories.com. So there's limited supply, so run and grab one. And then be sure to check out the Valentine Embellishment Bundle while you were there. So awesome, guys. Thank you for joining me for this quick tutorial. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be watching the comments to see if you run into any problems, but hopefully the diagrams will help you to create these. And again, play Cupid this Valentine's Day. We're a week away. We have, you have the full week to put together some cards, some treats, and, spread some brightness around the world. Spread some love. We need it. With all the snow or the cold and the dull January, we just need to spread that love at this time. So create some fun boxes and spread that love. Now, don't forget about our retreat that we have, and be sure to check out more information on the Simple Stories website if you would like to come. We would love to see you there. Honestly, we have so many fun plans. We've been collating all of our goodie boxes that we're going to give out. It's a not miss situation. So I sure hope that you will be there, and I look forward to seeing you. All right. Thank you for joining me today. Have a fantastic week.